Ming stood frozen in the doorway, shock rippling across his expression as he took in the sight before him. His gaze shifted between Momo and Kai, lingering on the closeness between them. Slowly, he pulled out his cell phone, checked the time, then fixed his eyes on Momo as he demanded to know what she was doing in Kai's room this early in the morning. Panic flickered across Momo's face as she tried to form words, her mind scrambling for an explanation. Ming's eyes narrowed, drifting from her to the bed. There, plain as daylight, lay her hairpin and smudges of makeup on the pillow. His jaw tightened. Looking back at the two of them, he asked what was going on and whether they had slept in the same bed. Kai immediately stepped forward, tension sharpening his voice as he insisted that they hadn't, that Ming was misunderstanding the situation. But Ming held his stare without blinking, silently demanding more. Kai stammered as he tried to gather himself, then finally admitted that yes, Momo had slept on his bed. Ming's expression darkened, his voice low and sharp as he asked what Kai meant by that. His eyes shifted to Momo, heavy with disappointment and disbelief. He told her that they hadn't been dating for long and she was already cheating on him with his best friend. Momo shook her head quickly, insisting that it wasn't like that. But Ming, his voice even sharper now, demanded she explain then. Explain why Kai was shirtless in the same room with her early in the morning. Before the tension could escalate further, the door opened again. Wubin walked in. His gaze landed on Momo, and he greeted her casually, telling her it was good to see she was awake. He added that next time she shouldn't wander around drunk and end up sleeping in the corridor. He continued, saying she was lucky he and Kai found her and let her sleep in Kai's room, since she had locked herself out of her own, and Kai ended up sleeping with him in his room so she could have space. Relief washed over Momo's face as she nodded quickly, promising she wouldn't drink like that again, and thanking both Wubin and Kai for helping her. Ming's expression softened immediately, the tension in his shoulders easing. He looked at Momo and asked why she had gotten out of bed after he tucked her in. Momo explained that she had been thirsty and wanted water. Kai stepped closer, looking straight at Ming as he told him he was panicking for nothing and that he would never do that to him. Ming's voice lowered as he apologized, admitting he had panicked. Turning back to Momo, he told her they should go and that she should freshen up so they could have breakfast. Momo walked over to him and the two began to leave. As they passed Wubin, he gave her a discreet wink. Momo offered a small smile, silently thanking him for covering for her. After they left, Wubin turned to Kai, confusion surfacing as he asked what was going on. His expression shifted into disbelief as he asked if Kai's condition was cured already, cured enough for him to sleep with Momo. Kai shook his head quickly, saying nothing had happened. He confessed that he had tried to kiss her but couldn't, which meant they didn't do anything. He added, quietly, almost embarrassed, that for a moment he wished they had gotten intimate, just to confirm that he was okay. Wubin placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder, telling him not to worry and to take things slowly. Meanwhile, Liwei sat with Master Shen as the two devised a plan to take down the mastermind behind everything. Master Shen watched him closely, studying the sharp focus in Liwei's eyes, the unyielding determination in his posture. A faint smile touched his lips as he noted how Liwei still carried that fighting spirit, the hunger, and how he had grown, smarter, sharper, even more calculating than him, his own teacher. Liwei lifted his head, his voice steady as he stated that he hoped this mission would be the end of everything, that after this, they could finally achieve their goal. Master Shen nodded, then asked what Liwei planned to do once they caught the mastermind, what he intended for him. Liwei let out a quiet chuckle as he answered. He said it was obvious. He would give the mastermind the most ruthless torture he could, ensuring he died a slow and painful death. He added that he would burn him piece by piece every day to make him feel the same agonizing pain he had inflicted on his family. He wanted to look into his eyes as life drained out of him. Master Shen listened silently, then asked what Liwei would do if the mastermind turned out to be someone he knew, someone close to him, someone he trusted. Would he still be able to follow through, or would he hesitate? Liwei paused, his eyes narrowing as he scanned Master Shen's face, trying to decipher the meaning behind his words. Leaning in, he asked if Master Shen was referring to himself, if he was implying he was the mastermind. Master Shen laughed softly, telling him that if he were the mastermind, Liwei wouldn't still be alive. He would have killed him long ago. But here they were, still working together side by side. He explained that he asked the question because Liwei needed to be prepared for any outcome. That was what he had always taught him. Life doesn't always follow the path we expect, and one must be ready for every possibility so they don't break when the unexpected arrives. Liwei listened, absorbing the weight of his mentor's words, knowing he was right. Master Shen then reached into his pocket and took out a watch. He handed it to Liwei, telling him that if he didn't make it during the mission, Liwei should give the watch to Momo. He explained that the watch was precious, passed down from his father, kept in the family for centuries. Momo was his daughter, and it belonged to her. He had planned to give it to her on her wedding day or at her graduation. But life had taken a different turn. Liwei stared at the watch, feeling the heaviness of Master Shen's words settle in his chest. He told him not to speak like that, insisting that they would come out alive. He wanted Master Shen to give him blessings on his wedding day, to be there when he had children, and to be their godfather. He added softly that everything would turn out fine. Master Shen said nothing, but his eyes held quiet warmth, happy to see Liwei still hopeful. Liwei looked at him too, aware that he was offering comfort, but reality was far harsher. They had prepared for any outcome, even death. He had been ready for it since he was 16. But now, for the first time, he desperately hoped to survive. Not for himself, but for Amara. He needed to return to her. He needed to give her the life he had promised.